Good evening everyone, new and old, and welcome back to the Fergie Way. It's been a long haul. If you're new around here, if you check out the description, you will find both a Season 1 review and a Season 2 review in case you've seen, wow, so many videos. You can catch up nice and easily. But in today's episode, we have got Juventus in the Champions League. We're probably going to play a little bit of a younger team, give them a little bit of experience because, to be honest, we've already qualified. We could top the group with a win, but more importantly, we want these lads to get the experience. So, let's run the intro and I'll see you on the other side. So as you know from yesterday's episode, not a right lot has gone on because we did just beat Tottenham 3-0 in the Premier League and this was the very next fixture. So I have no news. So what we're going to do before we get into the live comments, we're just going to take a quick look at the European competition that we're in. We're also going to take a quick look at the league and just have a quick assessment of how things are going. So we'll start off with the Premier League and boom, check that out. Currently top of the league, we're 9 points clear of Spurs, but we're here to assess the whole of the league. Now we knew we were doing well anyway, so we're not going to dwell too much on the fact that we're doing well. We just want to look at what else is going on. And I said this a little bit earlier in a couple of videos before, talking about West Ham. Currently 4th in the Premier League, they're doing really well. They're only 10 points away from me, but they're only 1 point away from being second. Now, anyone who sort of been watching me for a while, you maybe know that I do some videos for FM Scout as well, and I've done a couple of little sort of Into the Future series. And one thing I've always spotted is West Ham always end up with a load of money. I'm pretty sure they get bought out by an Indian businessman or something. They end up with loads and loads of cash. So West Ham could actually become quite a force in the Premier League if they make the right signings. But yet Arsenal sat in 5th, which is surprising to see that happen because they're normally milling up here. But of course they're only a few points away. But let's take a look down the league and see maybe where things aren't going right for some teams. Immediately, not just picking them out because of any rivalry, but Liverpool sat in 13th. They're currently only on 14 points, which is pretty horrific, having only picked up 4 wins. So not great for them. And who else? Everton, that bogey team. I talk about them quite a lot because I don't understand how they end up being so bad on FM17. I've watched a lot of series. I've seen Curti FM's series. I've watched some of Dave Azzopardi's. I've watched so many series and seen them go down that I really don't know what's going on with them. But yet, Everton down there. Wolves, unfortunately, having just come up, having mentioned Dave Azzopardi, who's a big fan of Wolves, does vlogs, etc. But Wolves sat rock bottom of the league with Brighton level points, having only picked up 2 wins, and they've took a pasting 11 times. So as we move on to the player charts now, and as we can see, Memphis Depay sat up there in 3rd in the goal scoring charts. However, Harry Kane romping away with currently having 10 goals. I have had a strikers issue this year. I did sort of want to buy Dybala. Couldn't buy him. Juve wanted 200 million quid. Not much can do about it. I've got strikers that are capable. I've got strikers that can score goals along with the rest of the team. Would be nice to have someone who can top that chart though, because we didn't manage it last year. And if this year ends up being our final year doing the Fergie Way, if we win the Champions League, it would be nice to end on a high and manage to pick up one of these. So maybe we play Memphis more to try and give him that shove, the shove over the line, because when he does play well, he plays really well. Moving on to the average ratings, and of course, we're on fire there as well. Juan Mata with an 8.13, which is utterly ridiculous, but fantastically so. Callum Gribben, 7.9. Rob McNally, 7.8, who's of course just come into the team, world-class centre-back. We will take a look at Gribben. We've seen him at the back end of last season, and I've mentioned this before, but if you're just starting to save, be it with United, bring him straight in. If you're starting to save with someone else who's got a few quid and can spend a bit of money, buy Callum Gribben. This lad is absolute mustard. I mean, even if we take a look away from his 17s and his 18s and all that lot, check out the 15s. His pace, acceleration, agility, balance, all sat on 15 in his physicals here. You know, even his crossing at 15, his finishing's at 14 and composure at 14. The lad's practically a striker. I've seen worse strikers at 25 than what Callum Gribben's got in his striking stats for a 19-year-old. So honestly, if you get the chance, get him bought. Juan Mata once again leading the assist chart, which is no surprise. He absolutely monted it last season, if you remember rightly, and also player of the match. David De Gea with 9 clean sheets, which is what we like to see from Big Dave. Now, I already know that Pogba would be in here somewhere. Anyone who watched last episode will know Real Madrid have finally got into Pogba, and he came to me and asked to leave the club. I've denied it for now. He's missed the last 3 or 4 games. He won't be playing in the Juventus game today because of it. But we'll take a look at Pogba and how well he's doing, because to be honest, he's been doing so well this season. So we take a look at his stats down here, and he's played 10 games, scored 8 goals and got 4 assists. He's influenced the game 12 times in 10 games. You know, he's been absolute stellar. More the reason why I was so disappointed when he had his little tizzy fit, wanted to leave. But if Real Madrid are wanting to buy him and they're talking about spending 65 million quid, he's valued at 59 million. If I tried to buy Paul Pogba as another team, I'd be getting told 200 million quid. Real Madrid will be getting told exactly the same. If they offered that money, I'd be put in a position. I really would. Wouldn't want to sell him, but you can't really refuse that kind of money. But there's no chance I can sell him for just 65 million quid when I've got Juventus dicking on me over Dybala, who of course is around the same value, and that's exactly what they've done to me, so I'm just trying to be fair. Meanwhile, Pogba wants to have a strop. I've got that much confidence in Callum Gribbin, he can step straight into the team. So as we take a look at the Champions League now, as I say, we currently sit top of our group. And of course we've got Juventus today, and that can define. Now we're qualified, which is great, so it doesn't really matter too much. What I'm going to try and do is play these youngsters, give them that game, that massive game. They're going to be going out to Turin to do it, and with a little bit of luck, you know, they'll turn it around. They might, I mean, to be honest, even if they nick a draw, we finish top of the group, grand. If they don't and they get beat, it doesn't matter, we've qualified. I'm confident. I mean, you look at these teams at the top of the groups. We played Barcelona last year, beat them 5-1 over 2 legs. We repeatedly beat Manchester City. They've still not beaten us yet. Benfica and Anderlecht, got no interest of any of them who will play. You know, we've got Bayern and Atletico now. Bayern would be a tricky one, I'll be honest. But Atletico Madrid, I'm confident they could beat. PSG, of course, knocked us out last year. It would be nice to see them in a little bit of the earlier stages to try and beat them. Then we've got Roma, Madrid, Shakhtar, Arsenal, Schalke, West Ham. I genuinely don't mind, out of pretty much most of them, who we get to play. It'd be interesting if we got Madrid, with the whole Pogba thing going on. If we do, I'm going to play Pogba and the lad better do well. But yeah, we'll look at the goal-scoring charts now. Luan at Benfica, top of the goal-scoring charts. Aguero, who's consistently in Europe, playing quite well. But one thing that is interesting this year, Leo Messi managing to get himself 6 goals. Average rating, we do have featured Juan Mata and Paul Pogba, unsurprisingly, 8.7 and 8.53. Mata with 5 assists in Europe, adding to his 6 that he's had in the Premier League. And other than that, yeah, we've done all right. So I just wanted to sort of briefly have a look over this, because we had the time before we get into today's live come against Juventus to just have a little nosy of what's going round. However, what we're going to do now is we are going to head over to Turin to the match day to see who we've picked. So as we head to the match day at Turin, the press are on our side. They reckon that we've got enough to beat Juventus today. However, they don't know the team that I'm playing. And then the bookies have given us favourite as well, which I'm a little bit surprised by, it has to be said. Going to Juventus, we drew in the first group game. I really thought that the press and the bookies would have been behind them, but it's not the case. Our key man's Juan Mata, but he is only on the bench. Their key man's Dybala, and to be honest, with the amount of interaction I've had with Dybala and the amount of times United have been linked with him, I think I've got money on him scoring today. So as we go into the team selection screen, we will of course start with the home team, and they've got Rajkovic in net, Rugani, Bonucci, Benasher at the back. They have Sandro, Pereira and Cuadrado, and then they have Khedira and Pjanic. So they're playing that familiar sort of defensive formation, obviously an Italian team. And then they have Dybala and Higuain up top. Now, the 3 times I've already played Juventus, I think they've pretty much fielded this same team, maybe with the exception of Pereira. But yeah, pretty much as he expected them to line up. As we move on to our team now, we have Donnarumma making a return visit to Italy. We then have Borthwick, Jackson, Rashawn Williams, Twins, Arby and Darmian. Then Fosu, Mensah, Sanchez and Gribbin, with young Gomez, Rashford and Martial up top. Quite possibly the youngest team I could field. We'll head straight to Roy, see what he has to say. We'll apply Crazy Roy's advice, and the hard tackling I'm a little bit surprised by. He's only singled out the strikers, of course. He's not really expecting to get any of our meatier players sort of down the end of the pack, so we will leave it as it is. We'll trust Roy at his word. We'll go to the team talk, and I am actually going to tell him to go prove a point. You're right. So, I'm assertively going to say it's a great opportunity to show the media why they've been backing you. But also, we want green here because I don't really expect this squad to do tremendously well. But I sort of do expect I can get a win if you know what I mean. So I'm not going to be disappointed if we don't win, because this is what I've set out to do. We've set out to play these younger guys. But I do feel we can do it. If you take a look at the sharpness down here on Angel Gomez, he's a little bit tired, but hopefully you'll see the game out. So the first highlight comes from Juventus, and it's a Pjanic free kick. Oh my lord, 1-0 down already in Turin. It's the first attack for anyone of the game. It's their first attack, and it comes from a set piece lined up by Pjanic, and to be honest, it was tucked right in the top bag. There's no way Donnarumma was getting that, but we're 6 minutes in and we're already 1-0 down. It's Khedira now to Sandro. Sandro will get a cross in, and Dybala. Jesus Christ, 7 minutes in, and it is not working out. It really, really isn't. Sandro with a easy cut back. Dybala just places it past Donnarumma, and we're 2-0 down. The question is, can the lads get back into it? So I've asked for a bit more from them. It's landed out with Danilo. We're just taking immense pressure now. It's still not even 10 minutes on the board. And it's a Juventus corner. Pjanic whipping it in. Khedira nods it down. Dybala did pick it up, but it was cleared out by Darmian, but only as far as Rugani. End of the highlight. Can we see ourselves picking anything up? No. Now, Gribbin whips the ball in. We could do the goal nice and quick here. Fosu-Mensah to Gribbin. Gribbin to Gomez. It's back with Gribbin. He takes a shot as well, but it's just ping-ponging around the box. Juventus are getting it clear via Sandro, who's coming down the wing. It's a bit of a weak area in this tactic, but I really didn't expect that their wing-backs would be playing so attacking. Pjanic again releases Higuain. Higuain slings it across to a Sandro. Sandro whips it in. Higuain. It's saved by Donnarumma. He's somehow kept that one off the line. Well done, Donnarumma, but to be honest, this is looking mighty dangerous. It's Cuadrado now, right? Fosu-Mensah, take your time. Cleared out to Sanchez. Right, Rashford's making a run there. Martial's gone alone. He's took a distant shot. We need a little bit more clinical finishing here. We are, of course, 2 behind. Going to tell the lads that I want them to play a little bit more direct. And it's half-time, so I won't be telling them fuck all. Right, assertively. Better showing in the second half. Abso-freaking-lutely. Send them out. And as I say, I just want to change the instructions here, and I do want them to be playing a little bit more direct, be a little bit more expressive. And with a little bit of luck, we can fashion a chance or two out of this. It's Gribbin now. Gribbin with a bad ball. Comes out to Rashawn Williams. It's Fosu-Mensah now. To Gribbin. Gribbin to Rashford. Sanchez. Gribbin. Out with Darmian now. Try and get down the wing. No, he cuts it into Gribbin. It's Gomez. Gribbin again. Fosu-Mensah. Look how rigid their back four are here at Juventus. It's Martial now. Sanchez gives it Rashford. Come on. Off the post. We should have one back. It's a 52nd minute and we should only be 1-0 down now. Well, 1 goal down, should I say. 60th minute, we have to look at making changes. Callum Gribbin's getting tired. We will bring on Ander Herrera. And I'm going to bring on Memphis Depay for a shockingly bad Marcus Rashford. And hopefully, something can come of it. 2-0 down. I'm not sure it can, though. It's Pjanic. Pjanic again. Cuadrado. Excuse me. It's Sandro now on the other side. Sandro with a cross and Dybala yet again. 3-0. And I think the chance of us getting anything from this game has long since gone. As Sandro, once again, turning provider for Dybala. Dybala just arriving in at the right time, and this is why I wanted to buy him. The lad is so, so good. So we may as well, we're not going to lose anything here. We'll drop to attacking for the last 20 minutes or so. See if we can get these lads to push on. So it's Cuadrado now to McCarthy, who's playing at Juventus, which I didn't know, but hey-ho. Cuadrado is going to whip a ball in. Dybala once again, the danger man. But they didn't manage to carve anything out of that one. But can we get something? It's Memphis now. Darmian to Fosu-Mensah, Sanchez, Memphis to Herrera, play it to Martial, Jesus Christ. 10 minutes to go. We could have had 2 goals in this game. That's the infuriating part of it. Sandro forces a save. Sami Khedira now, taking his time, and the Herrera nibbling at his heels as he's heading back down the pitch. And 3 minutes to go. It's Herrera to Fosu-Mensah, to Sanchez, Martial, Jesus. Memphis now. To Darmian. Memphis again. Lucky goal, to be honest. Looks like Rajkovic spilled it. He did. Own goal. Not really that excited by scoring that. I think if we'd have scored the other two and it would have brought us level, we'd be having different scenes right now. But yeah, Memphis with a low drive should have never went in. Rajkovic turns it into his own net. And nothing to be proud of for either team, I don't think. There we go, full time, final whistle. And the risk, the gamble that I took didn't pay off, but it's no huge drama. I'm going to assertively, in fact, no, sod it, I'm going to aggressively tell them I'm not happy with that result, because I'm not. I don't have to single out players having used the aggressive. I don't want to sort of double down on them. But yeah, unfortunate really. So we're through though, we've qualified. So we will be in the next stage of the Champions League no matter what. I just thought it would be a great time to see if the young guns are going to sort of perform against the bigger teams. And it has to be said, the way they sort of stunned us in the first 10 minutes, we were struggling to come back from that from the outset. It looked as though Twins Arby probably made a couple of mistakes, having only played a 6.4. So maybe just too big of an occasion for them. So there we have it then, our first and only blotch on our record this season, but one that we could definitely take. It wasn't anything that was hugely imperative. So yeah, it's one of them. We've lost. We tried the youngsters. They didn't quite do it. It doesn't matter. It's been and gone. As we look at the schedule then for the next episode, I'm going to go away and I'm going to play the Sunderland game. In the Sunderland game, I may use Paul Pogba with the first time he's played in 4 or 5 games, I think it's been. And so it's time to start integrating him back in after sort of showing him the shed for a while. The next episode, though, will feature the Arsenal game in the EFL Cup, where once again, these youngsters who just took a drubbing in Turin are going to have to give it a go in the quarter-final of the EFL Cup. It's theirs to lose. They won it for us last year, so I think it's only right. So on that note, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to tickle that like button down at the bottom left there. It's going to help the channel out tremendously if you do so. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. And other than that, guys, I've been Teach FM. I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.